GM. Welcome to today's episode of Future Humans 3.0 Vodcast Show, where today we're going to ape into Apeland to connect with one of Bored Ape Yacht Club's very own members, Mori. I recently connected with Mori on Twitter when I was scrolling because he is the world's first BAYC VTuber. So you might be going, Vinci, I've been living under a virtual rock lately. What in the galaxy is the Bored Ape Yacht Club? Let me explain. The Bored Ape Yacht Club launched by Yuga Labs in April this year, and since then, they've become one of the world's most successful NFT Web3 projects. They have accumulated over $1 billion in total sale value between the Bored Apes and the Mutant Apes, and CoinGecko estimates that their market cap is well over $2 trillion. Indeed, it's all about the apes. They're the internet rock stars of today, and much like getting a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, having a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT allows you access to a very vibrant community and ape way of life. Even high-profile investors, celebrities, and musicians have aped into this project, with the recent launch of Timbaland's music NFT label Ape Productions, as well as the recent signing of the supergroup Bored Apes Kingship to Universal Music Group's next-gen Web3 label. Today, I'm honored to speak with BAYC's own community member, Mori. Welcome to the Holoship, Mori. How are you?
I'm doing great, Vinci. I really appreciate you having me on the show, and incredible intro. Honored to be introduced by such a legend of the metaverse. Thank you for having me.
Oh, well, thank you for being here. And it's so exciting to be talking to an in real life Bored Ape.
It's awesome. It always catches people by surprise the first time, but I think you're more suited than most for this interaction. I think you've had, I believe you had an interview with MetaHuman 1, and
Yeah.
who, of course, huge respect for their work and
Yeah.
and the content there. It must have been so much, it's just awesome for you guys to have that VTuber to VTuber interaction.
Yeah, totally. It was, and also CryptoPunk, Spotty Wi-Fi, and
Oh
so
yes.
yeah, he's a legend. And so I saw you on Twitter, and I had not seen in my entire life like a Bored Ape VTuber, and so I got really excited. So I was like, I must get Mori on the show.
That's awesome. I'm so excited to be here, and I loved your episode with Spotty as well. And I've been really lucky to have kind of known Spotty just through the metaverse these past months, and enjoyed him being an inspiration to me and my content, and
Mm.
have helped out a little bit, like in his Discord, doing some modding stuff like that. He's just such a cool dude. I love his music and his style, his attitude,
Yeah.
and what he's building as well. I think he's put in a lot of work to help remind people that, together we win, and that it's better to work together than to have like tribalism within the NFT space. And
Hmm.
there's room for all of us, that kind of attitude, which is what I love about him.
I love that. And it's the classic apes are stronger together. And that's what I really love
Hmm.
about the project you're a part of. So I guess the best way to start is how did you ape in? What's your origin story, Maury?
Well, it goes back to just a text message from a buddy of mine. He goes, in the space, he goes by Prison Lunch Lady. And he sent me a text back. It must have been back in April, and it legitimately was just, "Hey, dude, have you seen NFTs?" And I just was like, "Oh, okay." And so I've just instantly Googled it, and of course, some Bored Ape stuff and punk stuff popped up, and just started reading into it. We had a chat about it, and then kind of before I knew it, I just decided, oh, I need to get in on this, just because the gamer in me saw this and saw the potential of crypto gaming really quickly. That made a lot of sense to me,
Mm.
and just seeing how people were latching on to these characters and the art.
Yeah.
And then I had wanted to do VTubing for a really long time, and I just, once I found Mori and saw and chose him as my forever ape, I just knew instantly that I had to do a VTuber character
Mm.
around him, and that would be kind of the beginning of us. It was finally time for me to actually have a VTuber character.
Yeah.
And so must have been about 6 months ago or so that I scooped Mori up and was excited to land my gold grin ape for one Ethereum, and never had any idea that the apes could do what is happening now. I would have kind of in my wildest dreams thought that where the ape project has gotten to now, that it might have, maybe in a couple of years, the space would allow for the kind of growth that has been there.
Mm,
It's just been mind blowing.
mm.
Um, but yeah, it's just, timing and luck had a big part of it as well. But also just seeing how the community were helping each other, and they were at the time the community, one of the main communities that a few people just noticed that I was new, and they could tell I was asking questions and really wanted to learn,
Yeah.
and they just hopped into my DMs and they're, what do you need to know? What do you want to learn about this? And not just about, they didn't even mean just about the apes. Do you want to know about DeFi? Do you want to know? And it just felt like there was a high concentration of people interested in building and helping each other learn and grow.
Mm.
And that was what really drew me to the apes initially, was that feeling of like we are a team and we can create a better future together. That was kind of just what really drew me to the apes initially, and definitely has kept me there as
Yes.
well. That's been a vibe of my vibe that I get from the apes, is that we all want to keep building towards the future and just to have really awesome and unique experiences together.
That's I just love that origin story, and it's so genuine too, because it's like you probably didn't have that much of an idea that it was going to be that big by this time this year.
Mm,
Like you were
no
there
way.
genuinely for the community, and entering the space with DeFi and Web3 and the open metaverse, and you're very smart to get into the VTubing and take on the identity of the Bored Ape. So I just love that origin story. And so tell me about Mori as a character. Like, what traits, distinct traits, caught your eye when you scooped it up?
Well, the I knew that I wanted to have a gold grin ape. So once I decided that I was going to get one, I was like, oh, I I was definitely at that time way priced out of the actual like gold skin ape, the gold fur apes.
Yes.
Those were already in high demand, and at the time I just kind of maxed myself. I was like, okay, I can't swing more than getting something for one Ethereum, and then I realized, okay, I can actually get a gold grin for that, and was looking at different options, and then just something about I like the pirate apes, so I like
Yeah.
the any of the apes that have the pirate patch, and then there was just it just seemed like almost a funny irony of a communist pirate ape with a mouth full of gold. And then on top of that, also I noticed that it was the only blue fur pirate ape. So there are no, even though I have a twin that has the same hat and fur, but he doesn't have the gold. So it just felt like it was kind of a standout and unique, but also it just felt really like how the traits are kind of funny and ironic and complimentary in a way.
Yeah, I just love the whole aesthetic of the whole Bored Apes, and it's funny. I saw like a meme the other day, but like, this is my first thought. It kind of reminded me a bit, but of The Simpsons. I don't know if that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, I
yeah.
get those vibes sometimes too. Yeah.
Because it's really inspiring. I was reading up the other day about the founder's story, and like how they didn't even anticipate how big this project would be, but it's got this real
Hmm.
grassroots and community element to it. So tell me, Maury, what's your favorite thing about being part of the Bored Ape community? What's a day in the life?
Um, I think for me, it's that there are other apes, and myself included, that we want to spread positivity and just kind of encourage people and connect with other artists and projects, and I often try it as best I can to share with if I come across somebody that's got a new project and they're building, and I just notice something that maybe could help their Discord function better or things like that, is just share that knowledge,
Mm.
because the better that the space runs, and the safer we all are, in particular, like if there's vulnerabilities or things like that that need to be dealt with, it's
Mm-hmm.
just better if we all share those kinds of share that kind of knowledge with each other, so we can have
Mm.
a safe space for us to interact and create and have
Yes.
fun. And as I mentioned to you before, we uh, all of this stuff that I learn about VTubing, I really look forward to sharing with other people interested in creating their own characters.
Mm.
And what really drew me to the space is that a lot of the projects, Bored Apes included, Gutter Cats, and numerous other ones, are going to have avatars created for their each of their creatures and the tokens in their collection. And so there's going to be a just kind of more than ever before a massive amount of people with ownership over
Mm.
these assets that they
Mm.
can use, like you and I are
Yeah.
using our characters now.
Mm.
And it'll be up to people like us to teach them, well, here's what we did that worked for us. And I know that there's so many different setups. I'm sure that our setup probably is totally different. You would use different software and hardware and things like that
Mm-hmm.
than I'm utilizing. And it'll just be fun to see what different people put to work to get their
Mm-hmm.
preferred ape or cat or what other creature out there. And
Yeah.
like, imagine a scenario where you're having a nightclub show in the sandbox, or in Kibaverse or something like that, and the Bored Apes are showing up, and we're all in there and just jumping around, dancing around, cheering you on,
You get
saying, "Let's
first VIP
go!"
ticket.
Yeah, exactly. And we can get our POAP NFT
Yeah.
for being there. And it's just going to be really cool, the opportunities we'll have to interact in such unique ways. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that the NFTs are going to be a huge catalyst
Yeah.
for that, for us. And I don't think this type of stuff it's not going to replace our normal lives. And
No.
I don't feel like this stuff is better. It's just exciting in a different way.
Yeah.
Kind of just like when I want to play Halo with my friends. It's just another way of hanging out, whether we're playing Halo, or going surfing, or doing jujitsu, or it's just all
Mm-hmm.
like the gamification of life is what excites me. Whether it's
Octalsis.
whether it's digital or physical worlds,
Yes.
gamification is how you inspire passion within yourself and others to just do really fun stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, and we're at the beginning of an art revolution that's going to allow people to interact in ways that they haven't even imagined yet.
I wholeheartedly agree, Maury. It's really exciting. It's like this new creative renaissance. And in the OG Renaissance, you had like the Medici family, and they're like the centralized patronage. But now it's like decentralized families with all these, with similar concept with all these Discord communities and all of that. And I agree with you. Like,
Mhm.
it been taking on these characters and roles, and it just opens up new creative portals that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise. And like, it's fun, you know what I mean? Like, it's just really fun to rock up to like Decentraland or whatever, and do these
Oh yeah.
POAPs and all these events in character and create storylines. And so actually, there's a great segue into with you guys at Bored Ape Yacht Club. There's been so many exciting projects that have just been popping up lately, from like storytelling with Jenkins the Ballet to like
Mhm.
music projects with Timbaland. So, I mean, has anything caught your eye recently that you've been following part of your community?
Well, definitely. So, front runner, as we spoke about Spotty Wi-Fi earlier, I think he's a trendsetter.
Yeah.
And in terms of music NFTs, he's setting the bar. It is exciting as well to see Aped In Productions, the
Yes.
Timberland project that you mentioned. They are
Mm-hmm.
doing some cool stuff. I think um, I hope that they build it out following the plan that they've mention because I sat in on their spaces and it got really excited about the concept of a production company owned by the artists,
Yes.
and I think that that's an idea that I can definitely get behind.
Yeah, and with
And
Timberland, sorry to
hmm,
interrupt. I was like recently in a
uh,
Discord with him, because he just did an NFT drop with Monograph, and
mhm,
I was like, "Yo, with your board apes, like you should be VTubing, like doing some live beats with the board ape." And he was
yeah.
like, "Man, yes, this is the future." So I'm sure we're going to be seeing like other sort of board ape VTuber music producers pop up very soon.
Oh, for sure. I definitely think that people are gonna feel like they blink and there's just gonna be apes and cats and all kinds of cool stuff happening. I know even just from talking amongst the community and chatting with, friends and acquaintances that are into these different projects, there's so many people working towards having a VTuber rig or some kind of setup where they can be doing music videos, they can be doing talk shows and podcasts and all kinds of stuff. And I'm so excited to see this. We're just about to have such a crazy influx of VTuber
Mm,
content, and it's cool because as any other fellow VTuber would know, is it's still such a new concept, especially in the Western world. It's
yeah.
exciting to be so early and to just be witnessing what I think is going to be an unexpected explosion of content that's going to be just so exciting to be part of and to witness. It's really cool.
You know what I'd love to see is in the Twitter spaces, like I just want to see like everyone just pop up as like gutter cats, crypto punks, bored apes. It's
Yes.
like, it's like this cornucopia of all these different PFP projects and all these crazy cool identities. It's just a very vibrant online culture, so it's so much
Hmm.
fun.
Oh yeah, it's amazing, and I really enjoy that the Twitter Spaces uh, really seem to be gaining a lot of momentum because it's such a great way to interact, and
Mm,
it's almost like the beta testing of our community and how do we connect and what kind of relationships are formed.
mm,
Because if we can enjoy interacting just via voice chat,
yeah.
then imagine how much fun we're gonna have when we're all in the sandbox and we can be like, while we're having a voice chat, we might be like, "Hey guys, let's hop on some motorcycles and ride down the beach and talk about this, or we'll fly our dragons over the ocean over there and talk about something else." And there'll just be so much freedom in how we interact and chat and hang out
Mm,
and then being able to as well over time. I would like to for people to not just see Mori or me as only my ape, because it'll
yes.
be so much fun for people to be kind of wonder, oh, which costume is Mori wearing today for his content and that kind of stuff. Because it'll be I have lots of I have gutter cats and other projects in my collection that I'll be getting avatars from and using for content creation
Yeah.
as well, which I'm super excited about.
Oh, that's so much fun. Yeah, I recently got like an Audius thug bird, and so like it's fun to like change up
Mhm.
identities and stuff like that. But you know what? Even take it a step further, right? It's like it's not just like the metaverse. It's not just the virtual, but it's the physical as well. And so we've already seen this start to take in play with like NFT NYC, like what you're saying, like when Spotty Wi-Fi he did the POAPs, and it's like find
Mhm.
Spotty, and it's like the real life Spotty. So I'm sure we'll see much more of that as well. And with augmented reality and not just virtual reality and mixed reality, it's very, very exciting.
Oh, I think that augmented reality is something that I think is going to catch a lot of people off guard about how cool that's going to be. Even thinking about big IPs, for example, such as Disney integrating um, virtual reality and augmented reality into their theme parks.
Yes.
That like they're probably going to have a metaverse version of their theme park that we can visit. But then if we're physically there, our friends that can't physically be there, but they're in the digital version, we can pop on our VR glasses and it'll be like they're riding the ride with us and like stuff like that,
Yep.
where the digital and the physical will merge together in ways that a lot of people don't even realize will be possible. It's going to be just unbelievable when that happens.
And what you were saying about Disney, like I've been there several times, and they're building a new Star Wars hotel, and it's got a storytelling element to it, so you feel like you're in that universe. But what's really cool about all these decentralized projects is like we've got that same ability to do all this storytelling, and who knows where it'll end up in the future, where we'll see this combination of lots of different IPs and people, like in other universes. I don't know if they have to define the rules, but we're very early. So I feel like Tim Sweeney with Epic Games and Fortnite, even though it's siloed Fortnite and it's not open metaverse, people can still like put on different avatar skins. So he was almost like familiarizing us with that concept of we can put on different avatar skins and identities.
Oh yeah, yeah. Fortnite is such a great example, and I think it's one of the platforms that's kind of prepared and is preparing people for the metaverse more than a lot of other games. It's just that freedom to, bust out some weird little golf cart and taunt your enemy that you just beat up because while you're Rick from Rick and Morty, and like just that freedom to be and do anything is really exciting. And the Fortnite metaverse is a really cool metaverse to experience. I play Fortnite from time to time. It's so much fun. I'm terrible at building, but I'm a pretty good shot.
Yeah, same. I mean, it's like gaming's like the top industry, and like we've seen it like shoot up from the pandemic. And I can imagine with this whole like open metaverse concept, like even real life, everything will become much more gamified. So what a time to be alive, hey?
Oh yeah.
I've got to ask,
We're in the future.
where are you right now? Like your background is so cool.
Oh, this is a pirate blimp from the future. Got
Ooh.
my beverages over here, and I can hop in the cockpit and just go for a cruise. And
Yeah.
I generally, when I have these interviews, I like to just park it out over some beautiful clouds so I can just have a nice background. But this is my metaverse home, and I work from home. It's kind of my home office. This is eventually, once I branch out, I'm sure I'll have some more interesting backgrounds. This just happens to be one that I came across that resonates with me and was perfect for my pirate ape.
Love it. Yeah, well, I'm chilling in my Holoship right now, and kind of on a future parallel timeline, but I like to beam down to all the metaverse and earthlings to get a gauge of what's going on and make sure we're all on the positive timeline to a brighter future. So that's my mission.
I love it. I love the mission of positivity, and I think that is a mission we should all be on. We appreciate you jumping into our timeline to bring some positive vibes. The Holoship looks really amazing. Is there more to it? I know I've seen
Yeah.
in some of your other content you have some really cool builds out in there. That's so cool.
Yeah, just chilling. Got different
And
views.
do,
So like
do you
it's
get
I
to
make music, right? So I'm a producer. So
yeah.
this is my
I,
workstation, and yeah, I like to hang here and do interviews, and yeah.
That's so awesome. I've seen some of your music that you've shared with us from the future, and can confirm even on this timeline that it is fire.
Oh, shucks.
Um, and really enjoy it. I love what I liked the power to load video. I thought
Ooh,
that
yeah.
was really cool, and I like the race scene. That was really fun and intense. Just watching
Oh,
you
yeah.
battling through that race,
It
and
was a workout.
yeah, I bet that looked exhausting. I haven't had any kind of intense stuff like that. I mean, I just fly a blimp, so I'm just cruising at a bearably slow pace. Um,
Yeah, well, maybe I'll see you in my dimension at some point in the open
I
metaverse.
hope so. It'd be really cool to have our worlds collide, and I think that's going to be the best part about decentralization and all of this is and having Web3 being the potential backbone of the metaverse is the interconnectivity and
Mm-hmm.
how there will be such just so cool connections between different worlds, and you'll be able to come from the future and bless us with more awesome tunes and
Oh.
maybe we can all even have some futuristic races to the sound of your badass music.
Oh, that's very kind, Maury. Well, I just love what you're doing, and what you're saying is so on point. It's about self-sovereign identity, interoperability, and most importantly, community. And that's something that I really respect what you're doing, part of the Board Ape Yacht Club. And I guess my second last question for today is, what would you like to see happen for the Board Ape Yacht Club community in, like, let's say, the next 5 years, or and as well with your project specifically, Maury?
Um, well, a funny end goal, I guess, is to start with the because I can answer the my ultimate goal for Mori
Yeah.
is a super easy answer, and it is a lofty goal because I like to shoot for the stars. Because if I land on the moon, I'll still be happy.
Hey.
One day, I would love for Maury to have ape to ape have a conversation with Joe Rogan, just because I madly respect that he has built out his life to be about his passions, and he's really inspired me, and that is specifically why I live my life the way I do, and because of him and many others that choose to live their life for what they're passionate about, to help educate other people and to live based on trying to better yourself in lots of different ways, physically, mentally, spiritually, and just to keep moving forward. As far as the Board Ape Yacht Club, I they honestly just keep surprising me as far as what they're building out, and they keep surpassing my expectations. And so I'm kind of patiently and happily just waiting to see how they're going to build out the mobile game that's coming out, that's going to be like the ape. They haven't teased too many details, but I think it's going to be almost like an apes versus mutants type um, dual stick shooter game, it looks like. and
That's amazing.
and then they've got some other interesting stuff like in the sandbox. I think they've got Miami 2041 or something like that being built, and then and we'll have a big metaverse party in there.
Yep.
And then there's also going to be a in real life Board Ape Yacht Club. I don't know what type of club and specifically what it will be in real life, but there will be a real life club somewhere in Miami
Dope.
in the future that they've teased, and
Yep.
that'll be really cool. And I think it'll be really great. In my opinion, whatever things they can build out as well that are more inclusive, so that even though it's so hard to get for anyone to get their hands on an ape or a mutant, I suspect there will be some other things that they build out just to make sure everybody can enjoy the the world of the board apes and the story and
Mm,
the and I think that's what was captivating for me was the story
mm.
initially, because they're just bored. They're cruising in the swamp. I'm originally from the South and can
Great.
relate to being bored in the swamp and looking for stuff to do, and so that really resonated with me. And I'm excited to just to see what the team builds out, because clearly they're very capable, even though they didn't anticipate it
Yeah.
becoming like this so quickly. They were obviously ready to build out something amazing, which is inspiring.
That's so inspiring, and I'm very excited to see what you guys do, and yeah, and be part of it. And so, Maury, if you had a superpower for the metaverse, and you can even take it into in real life, this is my last question. What would it be, and why?
I think super being as smart and intelligent as possible and having ultimate knowledge, just because I feel that could be used to more or less create other superpowers of being able to kind of know the ins and outs of the metaverse and what are some of the secret passageways through that world, and being able to use that knowledge for good and help others succeed and build out a world better, even better than we can all imagine.
Oh, that's so beautiful and so genuine. And I agree with you. I think knowledge is power, but knowledge with community and making the world a better place and fulfilling that mission of positivity. So, without further ado, thank you, Maury, for being on board the Holoship in the Future Humans podcast today.
Thank you so much for having me. I've really enjoyed being here, and I appreciate you reaching out and asking me to, uh, moor my ship for a bit so we can talk ship to ship. And
Yeah.
this has been my very first VTuber to VTuber chat, and I've absolutely loved it and appreciate it so much. Thanks so much. I'm honored to be here.